Well, it's been a good run here in San Diego for Spin and Lime and Bird and Skip and Lyft and Jump, all of the scooter companies. But today, alongside with many other companies that have already left San Diego, Lime is going to be pulling out of their operations in the San Diego area. My guess is one part is the new law in California, reclassifying employees as, instead of being able to use contractors to do the primary aspect of your business, like these scooter companies do, they have to be employees, which means benefits and other stuff. So they don't want to have to deal with that. In addition to that, it is also, San Diego has been making it harder and harder for a scooter company to operate with different regulations, which is good for the consumers on the street and just better for the community in general, but not so great for companies like Lime. So Lime is pulling out of the San Diego area. And for today, if you look on the Lime map as a charger, you can see that pretty much every scooter is available. So you just got to go pick it up and take it to the warehouse and you'll get paid out on it, supposedly, because in the past they've had a history of sometimes not paying you out on different things. But theoretically, if they follow through with what they're supposed to do, which is when you do the work, they'll pay you for the work, services rendered and all that, you'll make some money, potentially. If you've got a bigger vehicle, if you've got the time, if today's your day off, it is the day to go out and hustle, grab as many as you can, load your trucks, your cars, everything, and go drop them off, and then go out again and just like help clean up the entire city and community and county of these Lime scooters. And by doing so, you'll make some money. Earlier in the day, it did show like pretty good pricing on the scooters, and now it looked like it dropped down to like $3.50, $4 a piece. So you won't make a ton of money, but you will make some money. And I highly recommend, if you've got the availability, to just go out and scramble and clean the city up of all these scooters for Lime. I'm kind of curious as to what they're going to do next in regards to who is going to stay in San Diego and who is going to prevail as the scooter company or the one that essentially toughs it through all these hard times. I know that back in the day, a couple months back, Skip came to San Diego, and then pretty much within 90 days, they bailed, they left. They realized it wasn't worth it. It's not going to work out. It doesn't fit their model. And so they left. I used to work for Spin. I worked for them for about 9 months. I made pretty good money working part-time for them. And then mid-December, they terminated their chargers and then switched to a operations employees, operations specialist only model. And then they might bring back some people in different capacities later on. I'm probably not going to be a part of that. Scooters might be final for me in regards to actually doing the day-to-day picking up, charging, dropping them off, because historically they've just changed the model over and over, making it less and less worth it for someone like myself to go out and hustle. It's great for like an occasional side thing, make a little bit of money per month, but it's not a primary, it's not even a part-time job equivalent of income, so it doesn't make sense for me to do it. So I'm not gonna, I've already applied at a few places to find a side job right now, in addition to the job I work at a brewery. I will probably continue to make some content about scooters because it is a fascinating topic and a lot of people love it. And I think the shift might be toward following news related things around the world, around the country, and do recaps of what's happening every week. Something like that, maybe like almost shifting kind of toward a news related thing, keeping people up to date in hopefully an efficient, compact version of the news. So essentially every day there's a handful of articles that pop up. Maybe I look over all of them and consolidate into a simple to follow format for people to stay up to date with the moving trends of this obscure industry of micro mobility. That's what I'm going to probably do. But back to the main topic. Lime is leaving San Diego, and it's the day to go out and hustle, make some money. So if you're a charger, go pick up as many as you can, take them to their warehouse and make some money. And then I feel for everyone who's keeping their hopes that they would stay in San Diego, the ones that were relying on it. I feel for everyone who's going to be heavily impacted by this loss of income. It's shitty. I I kind of knew that something like this was going to happen. I've talked about it a couple times in previous videos, that the viability of these companies in certain areas just don't pan out. They're running at a loss. They're trying to buy market share and competing, and they're competing into their own graves in different areas. And so they chose not to continue that route. They're probably going to refocus toward cities and states and countries that are more feasible to operate and hopefully have a profit, because I would imagine they did not make much in this whole area. But you know, when they're trying to grow fast and expand rapidly, they make decisions, as companies like that seem to make decisions that don't make so much sense on the long run. Like even Bird, for example, I went to go ride one the other day. Back in the day, it was a dollar to start and like 25 cents a minute or something to ride. Now it's 39 cents a minute, a dollar to start, and a $3 minimum per ride. So if I'm just trying to go like a couple blocks, doesn't make sense for me to ride it. If I'm going further, maybe it would make sense, but it's basically pricing itself into a profit margin, but also pricing itself out of something I would use personally. Plenty of people have no problem paying what they're charging. I'm not someone who would pay that, so I would rather just walk the couple blocks, which is good. It's better for me to walk anyway. And then other people might, who are relying on it, choose to buy their own scooter because they're as cheap as $200-300, and you could ride it as long as you want, charge it wherever you want that has a plug, and it's just a more viable option. Which realistically, I should get a hold of some products to test and do some reviews on them, and then make my recommendations on which ones make most sense. So that's that. Good luck, everyone who basically lost a chunk of their monthly income. I hope you the best. I wish you the best, and I hope that you're able to find something to replace it and are able to make it all work out, because it's going to be hard, and I'm sorry, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles, and this is how those industries work. When you're doing side income stuff, you can't rely on it as a permanent thing. Realistically, all of them will fly by night. Lyft is something for a lot of people. People were terminated, or they're shifting, or the state of California made new laws, make it where they're not going to be able to operate the same way. So for all I know, in the near future, they might choose to pull out of the state. It's something that they could do. And every one of these contracts that people agree upon, they click the agreement, they like choose to say yes to it. Most people don't read it, but most of them have a lot of clauses that allow them to do these drastic changes without notice, without compensation, without anything. And they have full right to. So it is what it is. Good luck to everyone, and have a great night. Bye.